Hello, my name is TC. I'm giving a match analysis for Spain versus Belgium. It was rather boring and lackluster. Anyway, let's get into this one. First goal of the game, Belgium here. Sorry, Spain. So as you can see, if there's one thing in football that is, how can I say, easy to understand or most efficient. No matter how good of a dribbler you are, no matter how quick you are, nothing can beat a good 1-2. This is Jeremy Doku. To be honest, if I was Jeremy Doku, I wouldn't really. All right, so I wouldn't want to be still. I would rather make a decision. If I want to go for the ball, immediately that pass is played, I go for the ball. If I want to follow Mikel Marino, sorry, Pedro Porro, I follow him immediately. What I wouldn't want to do is stand and then just put yourself in this situation because Doku is fast, but Porro just gets that slight, he just gets a few steps ahead of him because of that 1-2. Also, that's a big, big gap where there's no one in between. And that's where the ball will easily, oh, sorry, most likely go to. All right, so he's here. And if you to be honest, he's not marking anyone. Because, yeah, you would say that he's supposed to be marking him. But I have a feeling it's a situation where he was with him. And then I think this is Olmo. He just slips off the defender and then the defender just forgets him. So you have a decision. Do you gamble, try to go close down the ball or try to also close down the ball while cutting the angle to pass and hope your teammate, takes after you, or do you just stand? Which one do you do? Yeah, they just keep on moving, and this is good from Olmo. Yeah, this is great, great, great movement. He doesn't have to follow all the way. No, 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 no. Slow down a bit because he's not marking his man. Because if what are you marking? The person you're supposed to be marking is behind you. Same. I don't really mind about this. And here, this is a situation, right? And then you also have two players here, completely unmarked. They can do whatever they want. I'm just more surprised. I know it's not really on the counter. It's just the 1-2 that unlocks everything that's here. Just a simple 1-2. Doku gets there, but by the time the ball's already been played, Omo gets a shot. And I do have a feeling that sometimes when us as defenders do this, yes, I am a defender. I also play midfield and some and striker. I'm really good at striker too. You end up blocking your goalkeeper because I can see that the goalkeeper's, side of the ball might be blocked by the player, but fortunately enough, in more cases than not, the defender usually blocks the ball. But that one wasn't that case. Keeper saves it, but unfortunately, like there's no one off the rebound, no one. There's no one for Belgium, and he just puts it in. And then, if you look at it from the other angle, right? Something tells me these two players here are somewhat responsible. So before we ever go further, how many bodies does Spain commit? One, two, three, four. And then here, Belgium might be spread out. All right, so let's look at Belgium. One, two, three, okay, four, five, But the problem is they don't track their runners. By that, because he's free. I have a feeling he's the one in charge of marking Fabian Ruiz. And then he's all the way behind. So they don't. And then here, he's getting drawn to the ball. So as a defender, you have to position yourself in a place where or in a position where you can look at the ball and also have a sight of the person that you're supposed to be marking. And this just doesn't happen in this case because when the cross comes in, it's far away. So before, yeah, I've already done this. I just want to show you the other angle. Let's look at these two players here, right? We'd expect them to be running back. Okay, let's just look at the attitude of everyone because it's also here. I mean, let's just see how everyone, runs back. I hope we're able to see as many. Okay, that one is look, he's not running. He's not running. Same thing, both of them are not running. Yeah, and they can see this. They can see the two players here. They are unmarked. They don't even bother to run. It's even, that thing whereby you finish running or jogging and then you just do that little hop step. That's what he's doing. And it's like he's unbothered that they've, considered a chance there. All right, so this one I do find annoying. The whole point of someone running is to convince, the wall to jump or people to start moving, and so that the person that's actually taking the free kick can have a bit more room. But then look at this. They're just doing it for the sake of doing it. Did anyone actually think he was going to hit it? Did anyone? He wasn't even set up yet. Because look at this. And then the amount of time that passes, so it's just quick. By the time he's gone, you've taken the shot. You're supposed to have that layer of I don't know, can't really say that. He goes, maybe he doesn't take it, but immediately you have to take the shot. So I don't see the point of what they did. Also, running behind, no one's marking him in case this could have gone in another way. But like, no one even tries. No one even tries to say that okay, we're trying to give you the, the look that's going to that I'm the one paying, but no effort, just going through the motions. You're supposed to sell it, and yeah, Courtois is ready for that. I don't think if you placed it higher, could have been a different story. All right, let's look at Belgium's goal. Belgium on here, so Spain, being a bit more organized. Yeah, no players here. Also, it's about. I'm sure they have someone that dropped in deep. You have one, two, three, providing cover in front of the defenders. All right, ball goes wide. Immediately goes to cover, and then look at Marco Corella. Immediately as that boy is played, he leaves the position that he's in, and he immediately goes here. He goes in between so that in case the ball gets played across, he's there. That's nice movement. And I think they're following the line. Yeah, I think this is Laporte. He's probably following the line. And then, yeah, that's nice. I think they're trying to keep. I don't really know about offside, but I think it's more like trying to keep everyone stable. Like, this is the line, and I think Laporte is the one that's leading it. Oh, also, he's the one that went. So they're just trying to follow him in that type of manner. It's nice. Nice to see also how these teams organize in terms of the offside trap. He has the ball. He plays it, but he gets blocked. Nice. Because, player that's covering. That's why you always have to have cover in front of the defense so that you get rid of the ball as early as possible. All right. So this play, I do feel a bit, yeah. All right. They get the ball back, and then he takes it this way. So he goes. So what I'm expecting is that he goes for the ball or goes for the player. Then he starts dropping back because this player is clearly trying to make a run in behind. What instead happens is both of them go for the ball and then they leave him completely unmarked in space. It might not look like a lot of space, but it is a lot of space. Quickly plays it. Boom. There's no one. And he also does that thing where you let the ball go further away, so it also gives you time more space to pull out across. Also, Marco Kurela, to be honest, I think he can just run and he can run and rush that ball down. I understand if you're putting your hands behind the back, if you're in the penalty box, yeah. But yeah, you can easily just go and cut that out. I think this is the Cataler, and this is, I think, Laporte. Then there's also Corpasi here, and the player that he is. What have you noticed? No one has their man. No one is on their man. As the cross comes in, Catela gets, in front of Kubarsi. Is that what happens? Yeah, he just gets in front of him, and by that time he's onside. Ball gets played in, and this offside goal was not offside goal, but like it was really, really, really tight. It actually he's kept onside by Cucurella's outstretching leg. One of those. This match was rather boring. I can't lie. I expected much more better from Belgium. Like for example here, right? This pass, some people might say it's heavy, but you know what? It's open space. You might as well make the best use of it. Maybe he would have probably wanted to reach the ball at around this point. This is where, but then again, he's also behind the ball. I don't know if it's because he's not quick, or maybe because the ball is played long. It's just the 50% this, 50% that. Big Rom is there. But also, this player here, what I do like is that he continues his run also. As they're running for the ball, here's the thing. If you're going to play it, make sure it reaches his target because this boy is actually very bad. Because it doesn't even get past the defender that's here. It's not high enough. I also don't think it's whipped in quick enough. And also, I mean, if you wanted, you could have just played it into the space here. The Cataler, I think he should have made his run going to the middle of the pitch rather than like trying to go outside. Because here, he can immediately start making his run there. And yeah, just for the sake of it. Yeah, he could immediately start making his run there in the middle rather than stay here, just to also take advantage of that open space. But this is a bad ball. It's really, really bad. And yeah, they do hit into each other, but they get the job done. And Romelu Lukaku is upset. Yeah, he's upset. What surprised me even more is that Belgium didn't look to play through Lukaku, use his height, physical dominance. I, I don't know. They just couldn't come up with much. It's very, very underwhelming because they do have some good attacking talent. Mikel Merino was the one to win it for Spain. All right, so Belgium are drop deep, 87th minute, right? And with this World Cup, if you do not want to attack, you're going to lose. Or if you don't want to take risks, like Belgium did, they didn't really attack, and yeah, they just kept on not really inviting pressure. They kept encouraging the other team to attack because they didn't provide a threat. If you're going to be in low blocks like this, the whole point of you being like this or playing extra defensive is that if you go on the counter, you encourage the other team to come like this. Because if you look at how many Spain have committed, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine players, and look at where they are. They have quite a bit of a distance from the halfway line, right? The whole point is that you somehow, yeah, you want them to come into your own half. You want to somewhat give them the element of control, and then hit them on the counter. If you do not have an attacking threat, you're just going to invite pressure. That's what Belgium did here. Because even here, I mean, you're encouraging someone to shoot, and Kurbarshi, he does the right thing. You might as well have a threat. Boom. And this is where also how you shoot matters. Okay, you're not really expecting much, but you know what they say? Always shoot across goal. Boom. The whole reason is that you'll score. If you don't score, you probably the keeper saves it and probably makes it. Sorry, and probably someone else takes the strike or scores. Okay, so this is Mikel Moreno. I know it's as the shot is being taken, but like no one is on him. And to be honest, in this final minutes of the game, I'd probably want to have my defenders be very close, or if not, just always following someone. Kurbasi, he takes the strike. This it could have been better. It definitely could have been better for the save. And unfortunately, it's Lament because Courtois got injured since he plays for Manchester United. They all mention Manchester United a lot. Yeah, and then he does well, actually. He blocks off Nico Williams, but, you know, I know that the ball was far away, but I do think they could have done better, Belgium, in terms of making sure everyone is being followed. And he puts it into the back of the net. Mikel Marino. It's weird because, I don't know, feels like him playing, Arsenal, the whole situation where most of the attackers got injured and Arteta taking that risk to play him in that striker role has, I think it's always been like that, but it's either he's too early for, the ball or maybe that he didn't really play to that of strength that he had. So good on Mikel Arteta. This is just a bad claim. It's just that there's no other angle, but it's like it doesn't look. It just he times it wrong. I would have explained it better. It's just that the angle that I hear on the highlights, I can't really use it. I would have, gone through it better. I just can't explain it as because I'd want to explain something as I'm showing it, and I can't show it, so I can't really, it'll be me waffling a bit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, very unfortunate. And Mikel Moreno is there to pounce. Also, what he does is that he gets height on the ball because other people would actually try and play that. And kind of, you see that? I think he goes for the wrong thing there because he should have used his hands. Yeah, because immediately I'm thinking like David here there. He was supposed to use his front. He should have used the top half of his body. By top half, I mean chest. I can say chest, stomach, arms, maybe even head. He went for the wrong save here because why is his leg outstretched like that? You'd want to get because because he went down, so it would have been much more quicker for him to get on one knee and jump using his hand, so he can use much more of his body. With his leg like this, he can't really outstretch it as much as he would like to. Yeah, that's just something I'd like to notice. Yeah, so you see how I explained it because it's there, and I know it's being blocked off, but we can see the way his leg is. We can explain it much better if it's there. But if I'm just talking and it's not there, I may may even say things that are not there just for the sake of trying to clarify my point. Otherwise, boring game, boring game. I did expect better from Belgium. No, I'm surprised they didn't try to play Lukaku more. They just didn't look like they want to score. Otherwise, the team that wanted it more or, committed more players won. Good on Spain, and would be interesting to see Spain versus France in the semifinals. Otherwise, that's been a match analysis. If you want to see more videos like this, like, share, subscribe, post all the good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one.